Someone's about to get a gift from Grayskull. Here's your look at the Mattel Master Universe Masterverse, Master Universe Revelation, Prince Adam. He-Man did it. He finally defeated Skeletor, but in doing so, it cost him his life and his secret identity. His friends and family are shattered by the truth that He-Man was actually Prince Adam all along. After coming back to Pre-Eternia, Prince Adam has a second lease on life, and another chance to make things right with those he loves the most. Now, if you're worried about secret identities, I think your secret is safe with all of us. Of course, before we get a closer look, well, except for maybe that guy over there. He's dashing for the door. Okay, there goes your secret. Before, of course, we get a closer look at the Master Universe Masterverse, Master Universe Revelation. I probably don't even need to say all of that. You get the idea. It's Revelation, Prince Adam. Let's grab the tape measure and see how tall the figure stands. Now, I honestly don't mind the idea that Prince Adam was actually a boy and then transformed into He-Man, instead of just trying to pass off that He-Man was just a darker tanned Prince Adam. Nobody was really buying that. Apparently they were, though. Prince Adam, though, stands about 6.5 inches in height, or the figure's going to be about 17 centimeters tall. Like those guys always do when they join a gym. This is your before, by the way, and this is your after shot. Apparently, you also grow in height as well. Here's what the Prince Adam, though, looks like with the Master Universe Revelation He-Man, at least the current one that we have right now. And here's as well what the figure looks like with the most recently looked at Revelation figure, that being, if I give him the stand, that being Clamchamp. Apparently, Prince Adam also has before and after swords as well. But just before we actually look at that, the figure comes included with no interest at all. No interest. The figure comes included with some closed fists. I guess fists are fine. I mean, really, I already have in my mindset what I'm going to be displaying the figure looking like, and fists don't fall into that. Anyways, though, if you did want to, the figure comes included with these, and simply just a case of, well, popping out the hands from the forearms. I was told not to make that popping sound, so I'm just going to head. If you wanted to, you could easily remove the gripping hands from the forearms, and then just replace it with one of these if you wanted to. The figure as well, like I said, does come with a before and after sword. I don't know if that's the best way to describe these. One is, though, a translucent sword. You can see that it's been made of clear plastic, and it has all this cool little glitter effect to it. And then there's just this sword. I would imagine this would be the sword that Adam's always carrying around with him, and then when he draws this out and summons the secrets of Castle Grayskull, then the sword starts to glow like this. I think even in the series, too, it glowed a little bit like this as well. It's fine if they included something similar to this. I mean, I would have preferred if they had just electricity, for example, that you could wrap around the existing sword, but hey, you know, a Twilight sword, that's not bad, I guess, either. Either one of these, by the way, can be fit in his hands. He does also have gripping hands on both sides, so you don't have to choose. You don't have to have somebody twisting your rubber arm to decide for yourself. You simply just, again, have him holding the sword. I don't know. I'm not really loving it. I mean, I guess for one way, at least they included a secondary accessory. But again, I really would have preferred electricity instead. I can tell you I'm a little on the fence, though, about the next accessory. The figure comes included, first of all, with a neutral face, but he also comes included with this head sculpt, too, and it's a laughing Prince Adam. You know, on paper, a laughing Prince Adam portrait does make possible sense. I mean, somebody would, I'm sure, like to have the figure displayed chuckling the whole time, slapping his thigh all the time because maybe Man-at-Arms told a very funny joke. I don't know if I would ever see myself really saying, okay, I want to always display, for example, Prince Adam on my shelf with a big smile on his face like this. I guess it's practical, but it's not practical for what I would have done. I think first of all, we have ourselves a neutral head sculpt example. But, like, if he's going to be summoning the powers of Grayskull, why wouldn't they have given him an expression that fits that? A mouth open, for example. You know, determination on his face. I mean, heck, even the back of the packaging does in fact actually have Prince Adam with sword in hand, and he's got more like that screaming face. I don't know why they would have settled on this head sculpt when there was so many better options available. I wouldn't say it's a horrible head. I just think there's better head sculpts out there that they could have gone with instead. Now, if you did want to, of course, change out the heads, it's simply just a case of popping the head off and then replacing it, of course, onto the ball joint. Choose, for example, which one you'd like to go with instead. Probably still going to settle on this one because I think it's the better of the two. It's a younger Prince Adam. I mean, obviously, you can see a more thinner-looking face. It does have, like, longer locks as well. Apparently, when he also transforms into He-Man, he changes the color of his hair altogether as well. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more in line with the newer He-Man when we eventually get that figure. His outfit, of course, is very more classic to the original Filmation and, of course, the original 80s Prince Adam. Of course, instead of this being fabric, this is all in plastic. The plastic is fairly well molded. There's not really a whole lot of paint applications, mostly just in the collar, the ends of the shoulders, and the front section of the belt. But at least the smaller areas, the areas that you would notice the most being having paint problems, the little tiny spots that he has, for example, look actually quite well painted. Of course, he does also have paint down below here as well on the bottom of his jacket. Would that be a jacket or tunic? Somebody could let me know down below in the comments section. Lighter colored pants, lighter colored leggings. Here he has in like a more violet brown, violet brown. I'm looking at the boots here, violet purple. And speaking of brown, yes, he does have two colors of brown being used here. More of a medium brown here for the majority of the boot, but then the cuff on the top of the boot is kind of more handled with, I would best describe as kind of a chocolate brown. Spin the figure around so you can see it from all the sides. If you want to change out the heads, for example, I already mentioned this, you can just pop the head off the ball joint and just pop the new head in place. I mean, again, like, it's not a terrible head, but I mean, again, with having the head always looking like this, I always feel like Prince Adam, in fact, maybe he isn't even hearing a joke. He's hearing a joke inside his head, and he's always just laughing. And everybody around him is always like, why is Prince Adam? He's always laughing. Yeah, it's an okay head sculpt, not the one that's going to be ending up with the figure when I've got this guy displayed. For the articulation on Prince Adam, his head's going to rotate all the way around. It looks up, it looks down, and of course you can move it back and forth as well. Shoulders come out at easily in 90 degrees. The tunic, if you will call it that, does have enough clearance there in the shoulders that you can easily bring the arms out 90 degrees. You can also as well take, of course, the arms and rotate them all the way around. Here's a swivel at the bicep, a single hinge only in the elbow, but at least it allows the forearm to rotate back and forth, and the hands do rotate also all the way around with a hinge back and forth that way. The upper torso seems to be like there's a ball joint actually underneath all that. There you can see right there. And the figure also has a waist swivel, which seems to be the case right under there. The legs do split out there on ball joints. You can take the legs and move them forward. You can move them back. About 3/4 up the way of the thigh, you can swivel cut there. There's a little swivel cut, so you can rotate that all the way around. Figure has a double hinge on the knee. Figure has as well articulation in the boot, which seems to be the case with a lot of these Revelation figures. Anytime there's a figure that tends to have a boot, tends to also be the place where the figure swivels. Figure also has ankle tilt, which unfortunately is a little loose on my figure. Not as bad on this side, but this one's very notably loose. But you can also rock it back and forth as well. Again, it's a good Adam. I don't know if I would say some of the best choices made by Mattel when it came to things to pack along with Prince Adam. Honestly, I mean, he does have the Twilight sword, which, again, if you like the more translucent kind of see-through plastic with little glitter effects, I guess it's good if he's actually summoning the powers of Castle Grayskull. But again, I don't know if I would go with this head sculpt if he's doing it. It seems actually like he's laughing all the time, which honestly he is. I just don't think it fits really as good when it comes to displaying Prince Adam. I'm definitely going to be displaying him more so with the neutral head sculpt. It's a good Prince Adam if you're collecting the Revelations line. I don't know if we will be getting a 6-inch version of Prince Adam, part of the Masterverse line or New Eternia. I feel like New Eternia is kind of like where I'm more kind of wanting to gear my collecting towards, because New Eternia kind of has more updated molds to the original stuff that we were getting from like the Origins and even before that, the vintage days of Mattel. It's a good looking Prince Adam, but it's going to, I feel, only be a stand-in Prince Adam till maybe we get a better one, maybe from the Masterverse stuff, New Eternia, moving forward. You can really see how this moment in time of He-Man calling the powers of Grayskull seem diminished when you use this particular head sculpt. A smiling or chuckling Prince Adam really doesn't work as well when you're wanting to have the figure displayed just before moments he becomes He-Man. This head sculpt, I think, is fine if you want to just have him kind of just in a group shot where he's with other figures from Master Universe Revelation. But to be displayed turning into He-Man, this head sculpt does not work as well at all. Speaking of the head sculpt, though, one thing I didn't actually mention in this review that I'll kind of mention, it's going to be a little harder now to kind of look in and see this, but the coloring of his neck is actually a little pale when you compare it with the more warmer colors that they went with for his face. His neck doesn't really line well enough when it comes to the color schemes, but again, like, it's probably the case where they would have had to paint the neck, and I'm guessing the head sculpt is probably something that they cast in the flesh tone plastic. Yeah, all in all, though, it's an okay Prince Adam. I mean, I don't love it. I don't hate it. And it's going to, of course, fit in really nicely with the rest of my Master Universe Revelations. It does also remind me, though, while I do have myself now a Prince Adam, I do have myself a He-Man, I don't have yet a Master Universe Revelation Battle Cat. I never really liked the design, honestly, of Revelation Battle Cat. And it was just always the case that I thought to myself, okay, I'll eventually get around to getting Battle Cat when the price goes low enough. Well, I've already gone to several stores, and the price has gone what I thought to be low enough at $10. I don't know why I haven't yet picked up the Revelation Battle Cat. Anyways, though, what do you guys think, though, of the Master Universe Revelation Prince Adam? Do you also agree, like, maybe it's not the best head sculpt that Mattel would have settled with when it came to a releasing of this figure? I think, honestly, though, a yelling portrait would have made a little bit more sense, but hey, what do I know? I don't design toys for a living. What do you guys think of the figure? Let me know down below in the comments section. Also, hey, as well, if you guys enjoyed this video, I want to hit with a like. If you guys are loving the content you guys are seeing, and you certainly would like to stick around for more, we are, by the way, going to be looking at some more Master Universe, Masterverse, that being the Revelation, that being just the Masterverse on its own, New Eternia. There's definitely going to be a lot more He-Man videos coming your way. Of course, as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.